Oscar, um, could you tell everyone a little bit about kind of who you are and what you do and where you're from?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm from New Zealand. That's why I got the weird accent, the funny accent. I am an info operator, so essentially I run up info products, online mentorship, stuff like that. I also do a bit of sales management and kind of, you know, spend a lot of time in the sales space as well as in the info product space. But yeah, that's kind of who I am. Just operating info products, kind of running up info products.
Nice. So I guess before we work together, um, what kind of challenges were you facing in these businesses that you managed and operated?
Yeah, 100%. I think before we started working together, I was pretty blind. I was very blind on kind of what was going on with the sales team and exactly where people were performing and people were underperforming, and I didn't have that insight. So essentially, I was blind, right? I was literally blind on what to do and kind of how to operate a sales team because, as you know, without data you can't make informed decisions, right? You're really just going off personal preferences and opinions that you've got. But yeah, that was kind of me. I was pretty stuck, really stuck with data. I just didn't have any insights into specific metrics like close rate, like show rate, like how many dials each dialer was putting in, etc.
Yeah, so just I guess for the clarity of like the people watching, could you give like a rough overview of what I put in place in your business and kind of how they work and what the systems do?
Yeah, 100%. So when Freddie came in, as I mentioned, I was very blind. So he built out an Airtable, essentially an Airtable dashboard, where I can basically track things like show rate, close rate, dials made, um, average cash collected per call, cash collected over a certain time, and kind of see all the basic metrics and everything I need to see in one dashboard. You could also like create the post call reports and the EOD reports for not only closers but setters and dialers as well. So essentially, those EOD reports are feeding all of the data into the Airtable. On top of that, he went above and beyond and actually built out a second Looker Studio. So this Looker Studio is a lot more in depth, goes into, I guess, a lot more kind of intricate data, I guess you could say, and kind of explains a lot more to a much, much greater extent, which is really, really useful for weekly check-ins, bi-daily check-ins, whatever you need. And the Airtable's there just a quick check up, see how everyone's performing, see what everyone's doing. Um, but yeah, that's essentially what you built.
Yeah, and with that in mind, how do these kind of affect your daily operations, like on a day to day, and
Yeah,
how they kind of benefited you? Like, have they saved you time or?
100%. Okay, yeah, they help me a lot, man. To be honest, like as I mentioned before, it's like you're trying to walk down a maze or go through a maze in the dark, right? Essentially, you bringing in these systems, bringing in the Airtable, bringing in the Looker has essentially switched those lights on for me, right? So on a daily basis, I can do daily check-ins, see how people's show rates are. I can compare setters' show rates and closers' show rates and their close rates and see kind of how everything's going. Um, so on the daily, it really, changed everything because I could see that data in real time, especially with the Airtable. The Looker updates every hour or so, I believe. But with the Airtable, it's very instant. Boom, boom, boom. So that's essentially what it does, right? Like, actually, funny thing is, I literally just got a payment for $1,700 right here, and I can see that because of the systems you've built, right? Like, proof's in the pudding, right?
It's amazing. And I guess if you haven't made it clear enough already, like if someone wasn't sure about kind of hiring
Mm.
someone who says like maybe they say they can do the systems themselves and like they know how to put automations in place, what would you say to like a business owner or an operator who says that
Yeah.
and considering maybe bringing someone in?
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad you mentioned business owners because initially, like, I really only saw this in the operating space, but in the business space and, in the, I guess, general brick and mortar businesses, consulting firms, whatever, essentially, this is going to be game changing for you guys. I'm not trying to glaze or anything, but like, it's pretty insane, like, what it can do and kind of how it can transform your business, not only from like an analytical perspective, but from like a mindset perspective and I guess a peace of mind perspective. I could probably word that better. But it gives you that peace of mind because you can go, okay, I know what people are doing. I know everything that's going on. I know where the faults are in my business, so I can improve that, increase revenue, increase profit, and make sure my guys and my employees and my team is doing the best they can and performing as best they can. So if anyone's on the fence or anyone's kind of unsure, honestly, like, you're not going to realize how much you needed this until you try. As I mentioned before, it's like switching the lights on in a maze. It's literally like switching the lights on and giving you a map inside a maze. Um, so yeah, I'd honestly really, really recommend, you know, not only looking into what Freddie can do for info, but looking into what he can do for, you know, businesses, brick and mortar businesses, normal kind of businesses, I guess you could say. Because the kind of possibilities with this are endless. As I mentioned, like, Freddie's done Looker and Airtable, but he has got, a lot of experience in like Python as well. You mentioned, you're a very good kind of coder and I guess on the tools, right? You're pretty good. So if you guys need anything built out, Freddie's really your guy.
Thanks so much, man. And what do you do? Like, where can people find you, or are you taking on
Yeah,
clients at the moment?
100%. Yeah, so obviously always looking for clients and kind of scaling up, guys. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Not massive, but building it up, But yeah, yet again, if you are a business owner running in the info space, go to Freddie for your shit. Like, it's pretty insane what he's been able to do. Not only the way he's been able to do it, but there were a few bugs and stuff that I wanted to get tweaked. And most guys will just leave you, but Freddie's been there and came back and helped me. Like, literally today, you helped me with what was it? I think the daily dials, average daily dials, or something on the dialer dashboard, and the looker was a little bit cooked, and he fixed it within like 3 hours, which is insane. So, you know, Freddie's the guy for it, because he delivers a really quality product and he can critique the product as you go, right? Like, if you see that you need improvements or you need changes, right, he can do that for you and he does it quickly. Everyone knows speed, time is money, right? And having that speed is going to be super important. It's important on the front end, but it's even more important on the back end, right? Um, but yeah, that's kind of everything, man. But what other questions?
I think that's all. Thanks so much, man.
No,
Um,
100%. Been good having me on. Yeah, I appreciate you jumping me on. And business owners out there, if you're ever in need of an automations guy, a coder, hit up Freddie because he's really helped me out. I'm 100% down to vouch for him if you need to message me privately or anything.
Amazing. All right. Goodbye.